Thank you, Chairman Brewer and members of the Military Veteran Affairs Committee for holding this interim study, LR 191. This interim study looks specifically at the effect of universal recognition, a concept that aligns well with Senator Breezy's Bill 263, which was heard by this committee this past spring. LB 263 should be passed by this committee, prioritized early next session for passage into law this next session of the legislature. Universal recognition and licensing reform is the idea, simply put, that if you're licensed, certified, or have significant experience in an occupation in another state, Nebraska should not hinder your search for a similar job in our state. It's a common sense, pro-worker effort that will make our state a model for the rest of the country. With an unemployment rate of just 2%, Nebraska needs workers. Where can we find the workers that we need so desperately? I contend new workers can be found by retaining young persons just entering the workforce, those formerly incarcerated, and military veterans. In the 2005 legislature, in 2017 and 18, Senators Brewer, Lowe, and myself were among those that co-sponsored LB 299, the Occupational Board Reform Act. The bill, initially heard in this committee and later signed into law by the governor in 2018, declares that the fundamental right of an individual to pursue an occupation includes the right of an individual with a criminal history to obtain an occupational license, government certification, or state recognition of the individual's personal qualifications. In a larger sense, it is now time to move our licensing reform policies to the next level to cover the full universe of potential workers for our state. When I came to this legislature in 2015, we were already in the midst of a prison overcrowding crisis. Now, while there is much disagreement on how to stop the overcrowding, one way to help the effort is to reduce recidivism, is to make sure those who are in the prison system are given opportunities to train for productive lives or can look forward to additional training in an occupation upon release. If we equip these people to be successful outside the correction system, we'll lower the chance that they will ever return. Universal recognition can also impact the number of skilled workers, including those in construction trades, those with military experience, and potentially those who have a criminal history who might be inclined to come to Nebraska to work. Let me be clear, although some would be technically covered by universal recognition, we're not talking about highly educated medical professionals, lawyers, accountants, engineers, and architects. These professions already have measures in place that make it relatively easy for people to cross state lines to practice these occupations through national testing and pre-existing reciprocity agreements. Rather, universal recognition has the most potential to help those in construction trades, technical and vocational training areas that require state licensing, but may not have yet developed a nationally recognized standard. These occupations often require supervised apprenticeships and training that many of us would think of as beginning, lower, or middle income work. For many people, they represent the first step toward economic success. We've invited individuals and groups to come talk with you today who approach the concept of universal recognition from different perspectives. Whether those who have military, occupational specialty, who would like to come to Nebraska, young Nebraskans already living here, those who have a criminal history, or even those moving to Nebraska after seeing our new advertising campaign to take advantage of the good life, we should make it easier to join Nebraska's vibrant economy. You will hear from businesses that have created a system of digital credentialing. One of the things that agencies sometimes say when it comes to creating a framework for recognizing those who have worked in other states for the purpose of licensure is that not always it's always not always possible to verify the experience and training across state borders. Access to credentials of worker education, previous licensure, qualifying tests, and continuing education should be more easily accessible between the states with the advancement of this technology. I've been interested in occupational licensing reform and second chances for those with criminal histories for most of my time in office. I participated in panels with the Council of State Governments dealing with these issues, and you'll hear from Mr. Gaines with the CSG Justice Center about some of these challenges and what other states have already done. I hope you'll ask lots of questions of the testifiers today, especially of those who have made the trip from outside Nebraska. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.